tell me about tell me who you are, where you teach, and how long you've been teaching.
So I'm Julie Witzak, and I am from Appleton, Wisconsin, but I crossed the border into Illinois, and I teach at Caruso Middle School, and this is my 19th year there. I went in with a family and consumer ed degree, and I now teach communication media arts. So I'm in family and consumer ed, and can do the math for the rest.
That's awesome.
Ooh. Well, I always liked working with kids, and I thought it was a lot of fun. But the real reason that I got into, like, for example, middle school is because I hated middle school. It was the worst experience of my life. And then for some reason, I loved student teaching in it because I realized like that was my own experience and I needed to set that aside and kind of go with it and just like realize that I can make it different and better for kids in the middle school because of my experience. Before I answer that, can it be like something outside the classroom, or do you want
Totally.
to? Okay. So I think the biggest thing for me was starting a Gay Straight Alliance 6 years ago because it was the first one in the middle school level on the North Shore in Illinois, and there is a lot of pushback with it. So I have to stop because I'm gonna like start crying. I just get so emotional about this. It took so long to like get it started. But I think that would be the, let me get it together quick. I think that would be my biggest strength because it was so needed and it was so important, but there was a lot of pushback from families and there was so much support from the administration that we were able to do it. And now people come to me to get one started at their school. It was probably the best experience because okay, hold on. I lost it emotionally there. So it was one of the best experiences for me because I'm in a school district that is very affluent and very, I guess not where I grew up. This is very new to me, but then going to Alverno, there was so much diversity and opposite perspectives of what I was seeing where I am. And it was refreshing to go to class every week to not, I don't want to say be a minority, but to see that there are so many experiences out there that are different than mine so that I can have a new perspective when I go back to school on Monday.
Awesome.
Alverno shows up in me because of like a lot of the social justice pieces. I don't think I'm allowed, like, I don't think my presence is loud but I act. And so I guess when I'm at school, I don't always use my voice for things, but you will see like kids hitting on topics that are so important that they may present them in some way to adults that need help with something. Or I guess that social justice piece is huge because it's a piece that is I don't even know if it's intentional all the time, but that's like my big tie-in because I know from meeting so many people there and learning in different ways that I hadn't learned before that piece is used daily. I would say that parents would and other teachers and colleagues and admin would describe me as when they think of my classroom, they think of the relationships that I build with kids because they feel safe and the rapport that I create because the relationship is important, but it's that rapport too for all 3 years that I have the child in class that we build upon that. And that definitely is something that like I am asked a lot to do some of the social emotional learning pieces at school because they know that that's one of my talents. And that definitely streams from the relationship piece that I learned and continue to grow with through Alverno. Okay. So my classroom has been called is it laissez-faire? Wait, let me ask you that first. Did I get there? Okay.
Laissez-faire. Yeah, sure. Like let it go.
Yeah. So my classroom has been called laissez-faire before. I'm totally, that's like a huge compliment to me. And I think because of the work that I do in there with the kids, that like if it wasn't like that, the kids projects wouldn't be as amazing as they are, because some of the things that they're doing, they're sharing their story. And if you don't have a safe space to like share who you are and be yourself, like your work is not going to show that, and it's not going to like come to life the way it has from allowing kids to just, you know, oh, I need these supplies, I'm going into your closet. Cool, go into my closet, you don't need to ask permission, just go get the clay. Like that's awesome. So I guess you like, if somebody who taught a class who is if like your kids are sitting at a desk all the time and you came into my room, you will probably panic and maybe go into your tornado position, because that could be scary. But for me, I like, if my class isn't like that, like I'm uncomfortable. So I need kids to be like wild and crazy and like but we have so much respect because of the relationship piece, that like I don't have discipline problems ever. So that's the piece that I think people fear, is having, when you have that classroom that's like, if you have that respect, you're still not going to have discipline problems. So if you walk into my room, over to the left, you have somebody sitting down at a desk with a partner working on a program that they're videotaping for. If you go over here, kids are working on clay and they're making a stop motion animation. If you go behind me, somebody's really frustrated and they're about to cry because they can't figure out why their computer just shut down. And then if you go over there, somebody just jammed the sewing machine and they're probably chopping up something and are breaking something off the sewing machine. And that's okay, because we're going to make that better, because then we can take it apart and fix it. Well, I don't know if you asked me if I like school, and I don't really like school, but I like learning. But I like to choose what I learn, which is horrible, because I should be more open-minded to what I'm learning. But what I realize is I actually like stuff that I'm passionate about, so I get really into it. And teaching was something I was passionate about. I didn't love all my undergrad classes, and that's why grad school was so awesome, because it was like specialized in education, and all the pieces to it taught me more about myself, my classroom, and other people's classrooms. And that was so helpful, because I love that kind of thing and I want to dig in. I know for me, when I found out Alverno was on Saturdays, I was like, you've got to be kidding me. Like, I have to give up 2 years of my Saturdays. No way. And I found myself wanting to go and engaging more and building a lot of cool friendships, that like they were the people I hung out with on weekends, because it was so much fun to see them every other weekend.